In deep space, we see that Brainiac is looking at Earth, and he sends out a droid to infiltrate their communications. We will take their world. We will find the Kryptonian. On Earth, we see that Anastasia is locked up in prison, and today she has a visitor, and it's our boy Alfred with a scrumdiddlyumptious plate of food. Hello, Miss Al Ghul. But before he could say what he wanted to say, he drops all the food. He looks at his hands as they just gave up on him. You didn't come back right from the Lazarus pit, did you? No, I am not myself. I am not capable. She asked him, why are you here? I was here to offer you a nice meal. Why? I wanted to talk. I wanted to know more about you. Where you grew up? How old are you? Why would I want to talk to you? I'm sorry, did you have something more pressing on your schedule? And they just stare at each other. She don't got shit else to do. Then she tells him, taking into account the time I was dead, I'm 16. Oh child, your life has barely started. Why do you care? Because you are Bruce's child, which means your family. Bruce is not my father. He is the antithesis of everything I stand for, everything I was raised to believe. No, but I can see how you believe so. I'm sorry for the way you've been raised, for the pain that you clearly been through, for the hate that's been put in your heart. Your father is complicated and he's far from perfect, but he's not that demon you believe him to be. The world isn't so black and white, Miss Al Ghul. Batman destroyed this world. He doesn't care about this shit. I think it's time Bruce demonstrates that that's not true. Back at the crib, we see Bruce and Selina eating noodles, got the wine on the table, they having a good ass time. But then Alfred pulls up on him. Master Bruce? Alfred, I'm sorry to disturb you. It's good to see you enjoying yourself. Selina, you're a good influence on him. Oh, I know. He tells Bruce he visited the prison. I know. Ah, yes, of course, your brother Eye. Back on the Brother Eye satellite, their conversation can be heard. And that's when we see a Brainiac android on that shit, hacking into it, listening to their whole convo, and recording them. There's a fine line between creating a technological advanced surveillance system and spending billions of dollars to be the world's most sophisticated peeping Tom. But that's a conversation for another day. And what's the conversation we finna have today? I'd like you to talk to Ra's al Ghul. Alfred, he killed thousands. And if all you do is fight, we will kill again, millions more. He must face justice. Oh, stop it, Bruce! I don't feel... And Alfred collapses. Alfred! I'm okay. I just have to sit down. Your daughter is 16, and she has been turned into a killer and has given up on everything and everyone around her. She believes in justice too, but this is not the legacy that the Wayne name deserves. Show your daughter there's a better way. Do this for me. Your father was a doctor. He looked to heal before to punish. I'll need to reach out to the world leaders. I can't act alone again. And we'll need an emissary. Someone who can make contact. Someone who can bridge the divide. We then see Harley Quinn in the jungle chewing bubblegum with a plant in hand. Hello? Out of nowhere, Hella Vines grab her, lifting her up into the air. And Ivy shows up with 2 gorillas. Hi, Red. What's that? It was a complicated thought process. I wanted to offer an olive branch. Not exactly the right peace offering. So this is a potted olive tree of attempted reconciliation. But they ain't trying to hear that shit, and the monkey puts a bag over her head, taking her to Ra's al Ghul. Okay, I was not expecting this. Whoa, Orca, are you pregnant? Orca like, you're glowing! I didn't mean to glow. What is this? It's a potted olive tree of attempted... why are you here? I am here with a potted plant and a message. Batman would like to speak. He has several world leaders on his side. They would like to have a convo. No tricks. And why would we trust Batman? Oh, come on. I've been on the wrong side of heroes many times, but trust me, one thing they don't do is lie. It's a bit boring, really. What does he want from this conversation? Something rare from him. He just wants to listen. He wants to demonstrate to your granddaughter that there's a better way forward. He wants to save the world with you. Meanwhile, in Africa, something crashes into the jungle. It's that Brainiac droid, and he makes eye contact with a gorilla. This world has evolved the same way as so many others. So basic. I expected more, and he shoots bro with a beam, burning him to a crisp. So much primitive life. But this ain't no regular jungle. And we see Gorilla Grodd hiding in the bushes. Who are you calling primitive? This is Grodd's jungle, and metal men are not welcome here. Outcasts of Gorilla City, attack! And the gorilla gang pulls up to kill bro. In Atlantis, we see the world leaders pulling up. I would like to thank Mera and Aquaman for hosting this. This was the only neutral ground for all nations and other parties. Mera tells them, would we have been invited otherwise? Would you have meant to plan for the world without including representatives from 70% of the planet? Somebody says, of course they would have. The leaders of this world have never cared for the planet. They would see it burn for their own greed, right? Positive start. Let's take a seat, shall we? But before sitting down, President Jefferson has a request. We heard that Jackson Hyde has returned to the sea. he must stand trial for his attack on the government. We ask that you turn him over. No, the surface world poisons our waters, the coral is dying, and millions of kilometers of ocean is uninhabitable, as your destruction deprives us of oxygen. We are suffocating. Jackson's actions were extreme and wrong, but Roz radicalized Aqualad. Atlantis will deal with him. Your request is denied. There is to be no punishment then. For any crime, there must be. Jackson must be extradited and stand trial. Roz must face justice for the genocide he committed. You have me invited here to arrest me, detective? That was a waste of your damn time. The planet will not be saved by talking to these pathetic people with their petty grievances. Put your ego to the side and sit your ass down, Roz. You do not want this war with Atlantis. The sea will swallow you. And who are you to speak for the sea, pretender? The last king to sit on the Atlantean throne was no bastard human. Black lightning starts charging up. Stand down. Really? Water and electricity? Everybody's strapping up. Harley looks at Ivy. Red? Yes. And with one flick of her wrist, she grabs everybody with seaweed, forcing everybody to sit down. Calm the hell down. How are you all so bad at diplomacy? You have these giant brains. I mean, your head's even huge to accommodate it. Give yourselves 1 month. A 1 month ceasefire. Don't try to save the world in an hour-long meeting when every single one of you is pissed off. This is like global marriage counseling. Thousands of people died. Okay, poor analogy. But this room is full of people with genuine grievances. How about you keep everything on the table for now? Have you asked Aqualad what he thinks? If he'd be willing to face judgment for his crimes for the sake of peace and a better world? Batman, Roz, Aqualad, all should face judgment, as you should. I'm not denying that. But first, how about we talk for a month and stop the squabbling for the sake of the world? See, it's just like marriage counseling. I have no idea what you're talking about. You don't have marriage counseling? I'm a gorilla. Decent argument. Back in the jungle, Grodd is still fighting that droid. Boom! Punching it right in the face. But he eats that shit and grabs Grodd's neck and flies up into the sky. You are not primitive. I see that now. You could be useful, Grodd, but something is holding you back. And a wire shoots out his wrist, going into Gorilla Grodd's head. Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me in that special mind of yours, Grodd? Yes, I can hear you. Good. I'm Brainiac. We will help each other. Grodd now takes orders from Brainiac. I'm gonna end it off right here. We're gonna see what happens in the next episode of Injustice. I'm gonna see y'all boys and girls next time.